Spam is in the house.
Go Skrill, drop it hard.
That is so loud. What up, Axie fam? Short little video for you. Let's go over some new theory crafting. I want to show you what's dominating the leaderboard right now. Remember in that video, click up there in that upper right hand corner. If you want to go to the moment that I was talking about. But I mentioned that once the shield backup teams realize that cocoon, 10 stacks of cocoon plus shield backup means you retain 100% of your shields. Well, guess what? They're discovering it because let's look at some replays of the #1 team on the leaderboard. All right, in the right corner, we have a triple chubby, triple Axie kiss, triple dual blade, triple Nyan, triple Ronin, triple Cottontail, triple, which I've never really thought about that. Look, 3 predator runes, right? And on the left, we have the mech with chemical warfare, tassels, Indian star, scaly spoon, silence whisper, and looks like clear on the eyeballs. Opponent looking to do some damage with the dual blade triggers and the bleed triggers from all the chubbies. This game. Starts off with a blossom. He's tutoring for a card. Tutoring is when you search through deck, using clear to get rid of cards and get that tutor card that's on top and draw it. Then he's going to start playing some shield cards. You see, Tassel's already up to 85 with a single card. So he can get to 200 or 300, sorry, for Tassels very quickly. Got a Skelly Spooner at 150, Indian Star 257. So one more card and he will already be, one more shield card basically. Cucumber Slice, I actually really like Cucumber Slice. But what's interesting though is we're going to start getting some cocoons on this guy because you can see the leaf bug down below accruing cocoons from being retained. So, this team goes and plays the leaf bug, and there we go. There's five cocoons. He's already going to retain 25% plus the 50% from shield backup. So he's already to the point where he's going to be retaining 75% of his shields at the end step. Opponent hits him with the Axie Kiss, gives him a bunch of debuffs. We have vulnerable. Our guy's bleeding. Let me move that up just a little bit because he has some extra. Oh, there it goes. He had some extra debuffs and stuff. So here we go. Drawing. It feels like he's drawing a ton of cards, but that's really because all of his cards have retained. So you can see he only has 3 in the grave. He has 5 in the banish and 3 in his deck. 5 in his hand. So he's gonna draw every card in his deck and 2 cards from his graveyard. So he's gonna keep playing the same cards over and over again. It's insane, actually. Biden's to get rid of the so Biden's gets rid of the Grievous runes, and I thought Grievous runes wasn't going to be able to be removed, but it appears that you can Biden's the Grievous wound stacks. So it's kind of nice not being a Grievous wounds player, but dual blades stacking up the Grievous wounds. Nyan putting the extra extended bleed. Nyan getting the bonus damage because he's already bleeding, but he did have the debuff, the weakness debuff. Go ahead and plays the Bidens on the backliner. It gives him a couple leaves. So he has 8 leaves and he has 10 cocoon stacks. So he's going to be retaining 100% of his shields and gaining a little bit of HP every turn. So our opponent here hits him with a chubby, doing damage to the frontliner. Doesn't even matter. Like, he has to kill that mech because it's gonna get crazy. So right here, like, we're already doing damage whenever he plays a shield card, but we're to the point where we're gonna be drawing this guy's cards every single turn. Indian Star, Skelly Spoon, that's 76 damage or something like that. And all that shielding. So the value for each card is nuts. You can see his 95% reflected damage. So these guys are going to attack into this, and they're just beating themselves to death. Takes 48 damage to the reflect. Big Ronin, 102 damage. Reflect or something. Yeah, so it's all over here. We just have to play like 1 shield card. Gun plays the Bidens for good measure. Plays the Skelly Spoon. Hits everybody for 30. And then he goes and finishes it off with an ant and then a cactus. Pretty crazy team going on right now. So let's get into game 2. All right, in game 2, our mech player here, #2 seed currently right now between the first game and the last game because the #1 seed is playing his games. So on the right, we have the Bubble Maker team, right? The whole idea is to just get a ton of bubbles and then play the sponge and change those 4 bubbles into 4 bubble bombs. Backliner is a Dusk, though, kind of interesting. Does help him a little bit with being able to have the Moonlight Thief, right? So that is going to help him get to the energy burst before his opponent. Slow his opponent down. Opponent playing a Gill, getting some bubbles, getting the debuff from the fishnet. Go ahead and play a big perch here, 27 damage, 1 energy, not that big of a deal. We do have, unfortunately for the player on the right here, he does have a Heart of the Ocean, so that's going to ruin his bubble bomb count. So one thing when you're playing this game on the right, this team on the right, you really have to manage your bubbles. You want to get to 4 bubbles, and then you want to sponge. If you so right now now is the perfect time to sponge. It gets the sponge off, and now this guy has 3 bubble bombs. Oh no, he got a bubble from playing something. I missed it there. So many cards in the left player's hand that it's like kind of nuts. He just has to retain and a bunch of cards with retain, and it's all about this mech just playing as many defensive cards as he can through his life cycle. A nice little pincer here, getting some true damage and then stealing a little bit of shields. I kind of like pincer. I think pincer should get some more love. Babylonia and pincer should get some more love. So opponent, our player does finally get the tassels proc, so now he's in like danger territory. This guy's gonna start taking all kinds of damage whenever he plays any shield cards, right? It's the bonus shielding effect. So does get the sponge off in time. Now he has 7 bubble bombs. You only need 13 to kill a team, right? So each bubble bomb does 24, but with the Heart of the Ocean, it does a little bit more damage. And so you only need 13 bubbles, or 13 bubble bombs to proc to kill the entire team. So his goal is really to get this to like 13 or 14, but in this case, this guy has double the effective HP. So he needs to get this to like, I don't know, 21 or something, which is doable, which is 100% doable because he is playing against an opponent with a very slow team. Plays a gigantic perch, triggers 1 bubble bomb, I think, right? No. Perch doesn't trigger the bubble bomb because it's a multi-hit, right? So that's kind of a nombo here. Maybe shouldn't have perch because this guy, the only non-AoE attack he has is side barbs. He does draw it, pops his bubbles. Was that 288 or something? So not quite there. He's not going to be able to penetrate these shields, and he's taking 80% damage, or 80% of these shields is being reflected. Ooh, big pincer there. Oh, it didn't steal the shields. That's a bug right there, ladies and gents. The pincers didn't steal the shields from the backup mech. Weird. So it's pretty unfortunate here, but I don't think there's any way this team is going to be able to, without Heart of the Ocean, it's not going to be able to get the bubble bomb count that it needs to trigger the sponge effectively, right? That's kind of like one of the drawbacks is if you have Heart of the Ocean and it happens to be your backliner and you're playing against the opponents with the new strategies, right? We're seeing like more teams with a lot of like 5 sun stamps on an Axie, and they just hit the backliner and they just ignore the front and midliner like the entire game. It's kind of dirty. So we're up to the point where this guy is going to reflect 100% of his shields, right? And every time he plays one of those, it's going to do like 30-40 damage to this guy. The Dusk is still alive, plays the Gill, gets a bubble. Not like it matters a whole lot. 55 damage, did steal a little bit of shields. So this guy really needs to prioritize like drawing as many pincers or pliers, dull grip, whatever you want to call this. They've changed the name of this horn throughout the years so many times. But he needs to draw more of those and penetrate this guy and go underneath those shields. This guy being a mech and having like 1 reptile, 2 reptile, 3 reptile, 1 bug, 1 plant, and 1 aqua, kind of low potential points, so he's going to have very low base HP. This Dusk, though, has a bug, aqua. So this guy is going to have a little bit more HP. So he could get under this mech if he plays his cards right. Let's see if it happens though. Look, 859 shields. I probably would have retained the Silence Whisper there. There's no real reason to play it. I guess play it because you have it. Oh, don't grip! The pliers gets under the... It wasn't enough. A draw. What a wicked game. Let's go ahead and go to game number 3. I can't believe that was a draw. That was crazy, man. Like, all right, starting off, play tassels, and the game begins. It goes and retains the ant. Lucky turn 1 ant here. So opponent with the gloomy dice, he has the. I really like Last Wish. I think Last Wish is a very good rune. I think gloomy dice is still one of the strongest. I think the nerfed version of Shady Exchange is still okay, but it does really affect you in the early game. But one bonus thing about the new Shady Exchange is it's very good against Rice, because you have no energy shards to steal for the first 3 rounds. It's like kind of weird, and then it like gets out of control. I'm really liking Cucumber Slice, man. The more I see it, the more I want to build a deck completely around Cucumber Slice. I would like to see a Dawn with Innocent Lamb and Shiitake and Cucumber Slice, and then we play the life draining one that drains based off the number of units you have. Yeah, I think that would be really neat. But they do exist. There's about 70 of them, but they're like kind of weird movesets. So opponent on the right is playing a triple hot butt team, and he's taking advantage of a unknown fact, and I have been playtesting this team. I think sometimes Swirl puts both confused on top of the deck instead of in the draw pile. It's not shuffled in the draw pile randomly, it goes on top. So if you open up double Swirl and you go second, you double Swirl, you pass your opponent, and they draw 4 confused, and so they skip a turn. It's brutal. So don't underestimate the triple hot butt double Swirl team. He's very good. He's already up to 300 here, so now he's gonna start draining for every shield card he plays, right? His opponent has a lot of healing, so it's not that big of a deal. He's gonna be playing 2, 3, sometimes 4 healing cards every single round. So it's like, okay, you drain me for 60, I heal for 90. You know, you drain me for 90, I heal for 120. So this is a very threatening team to the mech team, because he can't deal with all the cards going into his deck. But the mech player knows this, and you can see he's playing double Lotus. Each of the Lotus gives like 50, 55 shields if it has the shield charm, right? 58 sometimes. But we have Holy Prayer and Lotus, so in a single turn, the Dawn in the middle could remove up to 4 curses from his deck. So that's going to be imperative against the triple hot butt team. And look, remember, these guys are playing for like the #1 seed. This is number 2 on the leaderboard versus like number 96 on the leaderboard, right? These are people up there. Like, these decks are not to be joke around with, okay? You think Hot Puck, you think it's a joke? Unfortunately, he draws a couple of burns, so he's forced to play his retain cards. Oddly enough, opts to just like retain his cards instead of playing more cards. I guess he didn't feel like he need to. Check out Cucumber Slice though. 1 energy healing for 60 times 3. 1 energy, 60 times 3, 180. 1 energy, so good. All right, so we're in like danger territory. We're about to enter Blood Moon, right? So we're taking some Blood Moon hits here. Puts the Swirl, goes into his deck, so he's guaranteed to draw 2 out of his 5 top cards are gonna be curses, right? So he's gonna draw 3 non-curse cards. He's playing a puppy, trying to get rid of garbage in his deck as well. So it passes to his opponent, plays a Lotus, gets some garbage out of his deck, plays an Indian Star, drains them all, plays an Ant, drains them all for 30, 38, something like that. 70 reduced HP from Blood Moon. It's going to be 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. So I think the Gaia's Embrace team will win by default unless they can somehow get some damage on the backliner. because the Gaia's Embrace just has too much HP versus the mech team with kind of like mixed potential points, right? We have a Dawn with some bugs, some plant, some bird, and then you have like pure plants on the right. So they're gonna have way more HP, right? Plus that middle one has Last Wish, so that one has 210 HP. So the Dawn player, the Dawn mech combo, I don't think could beat the triple hot butt. Yeah, look, 4 HP, 3 HP, 3 HP. Oh no, it passes to his opponent. It looks like he's gonna die, but that middle Axie is gonna be reduced like 14 HP. It's, oh. Oh! He dies to the Last Wish. Is Last Wish pure damage? The Cactus, the Last Wish Axie. I think the Last Wish damage is pure damage. It's 2 draws. Oh no, these are like giants. Giants. All right, we're going on to the next game. I don't know if y'all recognize the guy on the right, but that's very reminiscent to the team that Spam and Rice won the tournament with today, right? Got a Kestrel to get rid of any stuff, Dispel. Grandma's Fan's gonna give them, oh, yes, Feather Fan instead of the Hammer. That's interesting. Okay, most people run the Hammer to give everything weakness, right? Give everything weakness for 2 turns. But instead, he's playing the Feather Fan to give other allies feathers, right? So, a lot of cards in hand. Those earrings are going to hit for a lot of damage. Opts to play the Kataro to get the Death Mark first. Plays the Tri-Feather. Gets some... Oh, he has Retain on both the earrings. That's so smart. That's so good. Got a Mosquito from the front, getting a little bit of health back. Indian Star on the front liner. Opts to not play the Leaf Bug. Remember, he wants to hold that for like 3 or 4 turns to really maximize the number of cocoons. That's hard to say. Yeah, that was hard to say. So these gigantic earwings. So I believe earwing is 32 plus 4 cards in your hand plus the feather damage plus the damage multiplier. So these earwings could hit for like 54, 64 damage, right? Like, it's gonna add up quickly, like, especially with all the retains. So Grandma's Fan to get the feathers to the enemy Axies. He does get that debuff. Axie Kiss hits the Dawn. Double Talk hits the front and the back. Puts 2 Jinxes in the discard pile. Go ahead and pass the turn. We do have Moonlight Thief on the front Axie on the enemy's turn, or enemy's team. So it is going to be kind of a problem to get up there in terms of energy burst. But we're playing some Bidens to get rid of the debuff on the Death Mark for the Dawn. Kataro Axie Kiss, Kataro Death Mark on the backliner with Taunt. We're up to 245 on the Tassels trigger. Big dual blades. That's actually a pretty important dual blade. I don't know how that's going to be for this because... oh, Bidens! Oh, Windmill Slam on the Bidens. He's up to his 300. He's got 113 shields from 1 card. Okay, ooh, got some earrings coming in. It's interesting. He always Grandma's Fans and Tri-Feathers before. I get it now. 65 damage per Axie with the earwings after they draw the Feather Dagger. Oh, that's so good. Each Feather Dagger is going to hit for 1 more each time, so it's going to hit for 22. Then it's hit for 23. Oh, that one hit for 29. Ooh, okay. That one hit for 30. I wonder why it jumped up like that. That isn't correct. Loses all of his feathers, though, because he did draw the maximum amount of feathers, burning all of his feather stacks. We have an Ant to put the taunt on the back, and an Indian Star, Indian Star for the reflect damage. Opponent going for the AoE, the Chubby. He's got a dual blades to put the Grievous Wounds on him again. Bidens. Oh, and he draws the Bidens. That's so good. Draws the Biden, gets some leaves here. Go ahead and place another Gravel Ant. That's gonna not only it's gonna extend it, but it's gonna be additional, right? It's almost like this turn of taunt didn't count. Big Earwing coming down, followed by another Grandma's Fan trying to stack up those feathers. Now I understand, because that middle one is Feather Descent. I'm so used to the Sacred Feather that revives one versus, you know, the epic one. The one that's actually the mythic one that draws you all the feather daggers whenever you reach 10. Now when it shows, so he's gonna get an extra feather. So now it's if that happens, it's after your card draw happens, so you'd get like 5 free ones, but only lose 5 feathers, right? So kind of a huge benefit there. Everybody, oh, the backline is up to 16 on his feather damage count. That's huge. Not so much on multi-hit, mainly AoE, but got an Indian Star coming down. Another, was it Graveline, Indian Star, Skelly Spoon? Yeah. Oh, big shields. 317 shields, so 650 effective health. Opponent kills himself, takes himself out with reflect damage. Oh my gosh. Dual blades, putting the Grievous one back on the Axie, and he surrenders. He realizes that it's all over. Like, man, that's just insane. Real quickly, before we get into the final match, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below. Help me out. If I give you any value, click the things, do the things for me. Por favor! S'il vous plaît! Alright, so Tassels on the right. So this is a very interesting team that's on the left. So this is the infamous Piranha team. So the way this team operates, right? And we can see we have a slightly different mech on YW this turn. He's playing his Christmas Axie in the mid, just for the lols. And he's playing a slightly different mech that has Silence Whisper. Probably been running into more poisons at this time, because this match was a couple weeks ago. I'm glad we were able to watch it. But this is the Cuckoo Piranha team. So when you use Cuckoo and then you use an attack, let me explain this damage a little bit so everybody can understand how powerful it is. Cuckoo gives 65 bonus damage to the next attack you do. So use that on the next attack. So that gets added to the Piranha damage. But the way Piranha is worded is it deals the damage, and then based off that damage is how much health it steals from the Axie. So effectively, you get twice the effect from the Cuckoo. So you're going to see that this game, hopefully. So still playing Double Lotus. I really like that middle Axie. It kind of does. I don't know about all the ornaments and stuff. Like, I don't like the candy cane. I'm sorry. So here's a big Cuckoo. There's a second Cuckoo. Watch out for this guy. Go ahead and use his Inkling on the back, thinking he didn't have any shields on him. But he doesn't know that the Tassel player is just going to shield the heck. Because he has shield backup. Why wouldn't he, right? So, Fishneck, go ahead and shield the guy that has taunt, right? Because that Santa's gift, I think it's what it's called, whatever, is a taunt, right? It's a cactus. Hits him with the Sleepless, gives him the vulnerable, and here comes a huge Piranha, right? Because he is vulnerable. 190 plus 76. 1. Well, that's really 3 energy if you think about it. Alright? But you also heal for that amount. So it's like, it's huge, right? So we get the maximum cocoon stacks from retaining the leaf bug. He went ahead and shielded the frontliner this turn. Very smart. Cuckoo on the front. Cuckoo on the front a second time. So he's getting ready for that. You see the Piranha has the sticky octopus. That way he can make sure he lines up his combo. Because it's really a combo deck, right? So here we come with a big Piranha. So he has 2 Cuckoos. He's 130 damage plus 50. So it's 180. And it's going to heal. So he makes sure to apply the vulnerable. Hits him with a Pocky. So that's kind of unfortunate. What a waste! What a bad play! Why did he do that? Misplay. Oh no. He was worried about it. He forgets that he had the Cuckoo. He had 2 Cuckoos there, man. So he only did like 8 damage for 3 energy, essentially. Ouch. So we're 335 shield on the mech. We're not concerned at all. He's not going to sweat it. We do have a Cottontail. He's going to do some action with his Cottontail. Opts to not play the Cottontail. Does draw a couple of Jinx. Go ahead and plays the Graveline. Go ahead and plays the Lotus. Go ahead and plays the Reflect Sword, the Revenge Sword. Passes to his opponent. His opponent has a lot of action. Then go ahead and hits him with the little piece. Make sure he takes the bonus damage. Hits him with the Goldfish because he has Cottontail in his hand all the time. It's always going to give him bonus energy fragments. Hits him with the Vulnerable. Hits him with a big Ronin. Not quite there yet, though. Didn't penetrate his shields. Now I have an Indian Star doing damage. Skelly Spoon dealing... So it's essentially doing like 115 plus shielding and 90 damage for 1 energy, right? But then also doing damage a second time with the reflect. So good. Kind of a wonky pocky here. I'm not too sure if I would have played that. Go ahead and play the. There's the piranha plus the cuckoo. So I did 115 and then healed for like 67 or 76 or something like that. Indian Star throwing down some damage, draining his opponent. 700 effective health versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 500, 630 effective health. Inkling should be focusing on his Cuckoo Piranha combos because they do heal him as well. So he's gonna go ahead and double Piranha here. Piranha. Ooh, the reflect takes him out. Oh no! Skelly Spoon only doing 60 damage because there's only 2 Axies on board. Big Lotus trying to get all the garbage out of his deck. You can see up there, he only has 6 cards in his deck. 2 in his draw pile, 4 in his discard. So the other 3 are in his hand. Like, his opponent's just Piranha getting some life back. Hit him with 181 damage. Who's gonna win this one? Okay, he plays a big 110 shield, another 107 shield, Skelly Spoon on the front. Go and play the Biden for the heal. Now he has 110 reflect, 94 HP. What is his opponent gonna do? Hits a Pocky, both at the back. Oh god. 174 shields, Revenge Sword. He can't do anything good in Cuckoo. Hits him with a Koi. KOs himself, passes to his opponent with only 2 HP. Kills him off with a Mosquito. 20 damage Mosquito for the win. 3 HP and 4 HP. What an exciting deck. Remember in that video where I was like, it's only a matter of time before the shield backup guys discovered that the cocoons make sure you can retain up to 100% of the shields instead of 50%? Yeah, so guess what? It's here. It's here to stay. The Piranha deck's here. The Believer deck's here. And now the shield backup team is here. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, leave a comment down below. Maybe we'll do some more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching. Baby, come back.